Hey everybody, it's Mark Lach, your Austin area realtor, bringing you another quick video with some helpful tips if you're thinking about selling your home. Now, one of the biggest factors, the biggest hurdles you got to overcome in selling your home is knowing where to price it. How do you figure out what to price your home at? Well, you start with contacting a realtor like myself or someone you're working with, and you ask them to run comps and show you some comps. Comps are comparable properties to your own that have sold recently. So how would you run comps? Well, the most accurate comps are going to be, you want to start looking for homes that sold, not active homes, not pending homes, because those don't matter. An appraiser is not looking at what active properties there are and what pending properties there are. They're looking at what actually sold and for how much. So the ones that really matter, the houses that really matter that you're going to compare to your own house when finding the right price for your home, is what has in the past 90 days sold and for how much. So that's the ideal scenario, is looking for homes within the past 90 days that have sold and for how much. And you got to find properties that are similar to your own. So if you're selling a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, you want to try and find 3 bedroom, 2 bath properties. Start in your subdivision. Look at other homes that sold similar to yours in your subdivision within the past 90 days. If you can't find at least 3 to 6 comparable properties from the last 90 days that sold near you in your subdivision, you got to branch out a little more. So you're going to maybe look within half a mile of your subdivision. Look around. Try and stay as close to the principal property as possible. So the better way of doing comps is to start within your subdivision within the past 90 days. If you can't find enough properties that sold to compare to yours in the past 90 days, try looking at the past 6 months, 180 days. If you still can't find enough between 3 and 6, look to the past year. If you're looking for all sold properties in the past 1 year in your subdivision and you're still not finding at least 3 properties that are similar to yours, you may have to expand your search a little bit from your neighborhood to half a mile away to maybe even up to a mile away. You're going to try and look in similar subdivisions and similar neighborhoods to your own, and try and just keep the location as close to your property as you can, and try and keep the time frame as close to 90 days as you can. So you will have to sometimes comps are tricky, you'll have to branch out in location and in time frame. But before you start branching out in your location, start with time frame. Appraisers really prefer the properties that you use for comps to be as close to the principal property, or yours in this case, as possible. So it would be better to start looking at a longer time frame. Like if you can't find enough homes within 90 days, look at 180 and then look at 360 if you're still not finding enough. If you still haven't found enough comps within the past year, then you may have to start looking outside of your subdivision, just similar neighborhoods. So that's just some great advice to help you finding comps for your house. Now, when you do find comparable properties, there are a few ways to price the property. You have an option of pricing your house at market value. That's going to get your house sold in a reasonable amount of time. I think right now in Austin, houses are selling at an average of 45 days that they're staying on market. And you also have to consider that it's going to take about 30 days from the time you go under contract before the house is completely sold. So it could take a few months. If you're going to list your if you're going to list your house at an aggressively lower than market value, you're going to get your house sold faster. So let's say you've got a house worth $250 and you want to list it at $240. That's going to increase the speed at which you get your house sold. If you've got a house worth $250 and you want to sell it at $260 or $275, just be prepared for the fact that your house is likely going to stay on the market for a lot longer. So those are just some great tips for how do you find out what your house is worth and how fast can you get your house sold. It's just going to depend on what you want to price it at. The greatest determining factor in how quickly you get your house sold is where you price it at. So talk to an expert, talk to a realtor like myself, reach out to me if you've got questions. Contact me on my website, markfalaci.com, or reach out to me on Facebook, facebook.com/markfalaci. Thanks for watching this video. Talk to you soon.